You have recently moved to Canada, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling down, you really don't know what to do. You feel the feelings of loneliness, just the feeling of depression, and you're wondering, how do you stay motivated when you have just moved to Canada? This is a question that somebody has reached out to me in my email with, and I decided that I'm going to do a video just to tell you guys some of the things that I did to stay motivated when I just moved to Canada. If you guys are new here, my name is Dems. I'm a Jamaican immigrant who moved to Canada back in 2019. And like most of you guys, when I moved to Canada, my journey wasn't very smooth. It was very rocky and very challenging, to say the least. Now, when you just move to Canada, a lot of things are not what it's going to be in the end. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to cause you to doubt your decision. You're going to be having a lot of homesickness in the early phases, and the feeling of loneliness is at its peak. A lot of persons oftentimes give up and or fall into a state of depression throughout these early stages within their migration journey. But what are some of the things that you can do to stay motivated along the Canadian dream or throughout the Canadian dream? Especially now, Canada is not what it used to be. A lot of persons will say, and I definitely can admit that as well. When I just moved to Canada, things were somewhat different than it is right now. Cost of living wasn't as high, and people generally seem to be a lot more friendly back then than it is right now. So the culture of the country is somewhat different than how it was. So if you are one of these persons who I'm speaking about, this video is for you. But I'm going to ask you guys to do something for me that's very important before I get into the video. I'm going to ask you guys, if you find this kind of content useful, or if you get any kind of value from my content, let me know by subscribing to my channel. And if you enjoyed the conversation, or if you can relate to the conversation, hit the like button to let me know. And leave your thoughts in the comment section to just interact with me and to let other persons know that they are not alone as well. I try to reply to all comments personally, and this video will be no different. Now let's get into it. What are some of the things you can do to stay motivated in Canada? Let's start with the first thing I suggest. Begin with the end in mind. Reverse engineer the process. Simply remember why you decided to move to Canada in the first place, or who made you want to move to Canada in the first place. What's the end goal? A lot of persons move to Canada in pursuit of a better life, and some persons move to Canada because they want to give their children a better life. Whatever your own personal circumstances are, whatever the reasons are why you choose to move to Canada, let that be your biggest motivation. Begin with the end in mind. Remember why you decided to make this decision in the first place. And then when the difficult times happen in the earlier onset of the journey, you're going to use that as your motivation to remember the reason why, or the person who you're making this decision for. And it's going to be very challenging, if I'm being honest, because sometimes it's hard to see the light of the end of the rainbow when you're trapped in the middle of a snowstorm in Canadian sense, or in the middle of an hurricane. The rainbow, the sunshine at the end of the rainbow is at the tunnel. It's kind of like a very distant hope for many persons. A lot of persons give up, a lot of persons go back home. But keep motivated. And it starts with even you making the decision to move to Canada in the first place. Expect it to be difficult in the first phase of your journey. So don't let it catch you off guard. We do a lot of video where we talk about transitioning and how difficult it can be, or simply what to expect when you just move to Canada. So I suggest that you do enough research to know that it's not going to be easy. So when those difficult time comes, you would have already been prepared for it. But keep motivated throughout those difficult times to know that, okay then, this is the end result that I'm looking for, and I will get it as long as I push through this period of time, right? The transition period is going to be very difficult, but remember why you decide to do it. Remember why you decide to do it, or who you decide to do it for, and that is your biggest motivation. Now, the other way you can keep motivated in Canada as a new immigrant is to build a community. It's very hard to build a community in Canada in opposed to like Jamaica and many other countries, because everyone has their own thing going on and people are hard workers, so they really don't have a lot of time for, like socialization and stuff like that, the way how we cultured to do it. So things are a lot different here, but get involved in different groups. So for example, if you are a religious person, find a church, Find a church. That's one of the best things you can do to just start building a community. Even if you're not a religious person, get involved in community events, community groups. There's a lot of community groups that offers volunteering opportunities and just opportunities to network. A lot of cities in Canada have what a lot of mixers. It can be when people hear of mixers, they think about business automatically. But it doesn't have to be business. It can just be a way for you to meet new people. So go to different community mixers, get involved in the community, find out what's going on in the community, and find out different ways you can volunteer within the community. As new immigrants, we don't often spend a lot of time focusing on volunteering, but honestly, volunteering can be one of the best ways to break into a community, to get to know people, to expand your network, because in Canada, your network determines your net worth. So volunteer. Go and Google it simply, volunteer opportunities in your respective cities, and get involved. Get involved, get involved, get involved. Once a week, once a month, whatever your schedule permits you to do. But once you start getting involved and meeting new people, you start getting more integrated, and you feel less lonely, you feel less stressed, and oftentimes those are persons who can offer opportunities to you for you to feel even more wanted and integrated. So be a part of different group. Apart from volunteering, what I always say is look for your tribe. Look for your tribe as well. So if you're from the Caribbean, look if there's a Caribbean group within your community. Here in Grand Prairie, we have the Caribbean Connections that we're building out right now. So if you're in Grand Prairie, that's a group that you can be a part of. But look if there's like a tribe within your respective communities. So if you're not from the Caribbean, if you're from Asia, for example, if you're from Philippines, I know there's a lot of Philippine communities here. There's a lot of Indian communities here, of course. There's a lot of African communities. So it depends on where you're from. Find your tribe. Find your tribe, and then your tribe will also help you integrate, and you won't feel so lonely. So when you have those down moments, there's someone there to lift you up, to build you up, and let you know also that you're not the only one who's going through the feelings that you're going through, right? And those are things that you can do actually to keep you motivated. Now, this is something that I did to keep myself motivated when I just came to Canada. There were lots of period of times when I felt like I made a mistake. The early onset of my journey, when I think about the fact that I had to get rid of my comfort zone, which was my job that I've had up to 5 years, my friends that I've had, many of them from childhood, my extended family was still back in Jamaica, coming to a country where I had no immediate family members, coming to a country where I didn't have a car. All of these things kind of caused me to feel like I made a mistake. And I found myself wondering, what did I do? Why did I make this mistake? Why did I make this transition? Of course, it was when I landed September of 2019, COVID was rampant up the December and January months following. So lockdowns and in a new country and all of these things kind of really and truly made my wife and I feel very lonely and depressed. I felt herself wondering, did we make a mistake? How did we motivate ourselves to get past that stage? We simply remember the end goal, and also remember what it was like back in our home country. What made us want to move to a brand new country and start over from zero? What made us want to make that decision? What was the point in our home country that we decided that, listen, this is not working out for us anymore, and we want to explore new opportunities? And I say that to say there must be a reason why you left your home country. So if you have left your home country for a reason, why would you feel like you have made a mistake? Obviously, it's a reason why you left your home country. Coming to a new country, you know the possibilities, you know the opportunities. It's not going to be easy, but you know the possibilities, you know the opportunities. All you have to do is to just push through the dry phase and go and achieve it. Go and achieve it, and things will come to you. Things will definitely come your way as long as I put in the work and the research and proper planning, because proper preparation prevents poor performance, right? Let's say that again. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And that was something that I really live by, and I try to be prepared and as organized as possible. As a temporary resident, I was always keeping up to date with my own immigration journey, and looking at ways that I could transfer from a temporary resident to permanent resident as quickly as possible. So I was always just looking and also willing to do whatever necessary to put myself in the position to become a PR as soon as possible, right? So these are things you can do to keep motivated. Surround yourself with people who understand the journey, who can provide advice and tips along your way, so they have been there before. If you want to know a road you have never traveled before, simple. Ask somebody who have traveled the road before. And don't try and reinvent the wheel. A lot of times we also think that we're smarter than everybody else, but the truth of the matter is we're not. So let's not try to recreate the wheel. The wheel is already there. Let's just make the wheel work for us. Don't pretend like we're smarter than everybody else. If somebody has been through the journey already, this is what they have done, this is what they did to make it to where they are right now. Try and follow in their footsteps. And then that will also keep you motivated. And that will also let you know that, okay, then you're not the only one who's going through this struggle right now. And a silver lining is coming, right? I'll end this video right here, right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, let me know by liking the video. Let me know by subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for 15,200. How soon can we get to 16,000? Let's make it a challenge. We can't do it without you guys though. So help us to get to 16,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Let your thoughts be known in the comment section. How do you stay motivated, or how did you stay motivated as a new immigrant in Canada? Let me know. Until next time, see you guys in the next video.